Well, I know the Ravens have had some injuries to that defense. So what are you seeing out of them? What are you seeing from some of those guys forced to play?
The last part?
Forced to play because of the injuries.
Oh yeah. I mean, yeah, they're dealing with a lot of injuries. It's something that happens in the league from time to time. It's a dangerous game. Guys get hurt, but typical Ravens defense. I mean, nothing hasn't changed. They like to play a lot of zone versus base. Um, just got to go out there and play our game. Um, go out there and execute our assignments, and go 1-0 this week.
How do you avoid not taking it for granted that they're without their starting safety, without their starting quarterback?
I think at this point, we're all too mature to fall for something like that. It's an NFL game. It didn't even cross my mind until you said something like that. It's not something that we think about.
Amari, you guys showed last week you bounce back. So how do you keep that momentum?
You said bombs back?
Bounce back.
Oh, a bounce back. Oh.
So how do you keep that momentum?
Same thing. I mean, same mentality. It doesn't change. We've already flushed that victory. My mindset is just going 1-0 this week. So,
How important was it for the offense and Deshaun to get some of those easy completions early, kind of the short throws, then to open things up for the rest of the passing game?
yeah, I mean, that's generally how you get into the flow of the game. As it pertains to the passing game, you want to try to complete the easy passes first, both for the quarterback and the receiver, just to get that rhythm going. Once I get the ball in my hands on like an easy catch, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to light it up, and I assume it's the same from the quarterback position as well.
How important do you think, what would it be like for you guys to be able to go into the bye week at, 3-1 and kind of on a roll?
I mean, it'll be utterly important because that's our goal is to win. 3-1 sounds and looks a lot better than 2-2, so it's very important.
Does number 24 stand out when you're watching film of the Ravens? Jadavian?
Yeah, he always stands out, actually. He's a great player. I know last year was my first year playing with him. He didn't play every game, but every time he played, I noticed him out there 100%.
He kind of left here on bad terms. Does that linger at all?
You think in what way? In our locker room, or?
Yeah, for you guys.
I mean, he's not. He's no longer a part of the team, so I don't really see how it can have a lingering effect. And him leaving on bad terms, that's subjective. That's something you said, not me. So I don't see it, no.
That was probably the best game you've had with Deshaun. How far has your connection kind of come since he first got here, do you think?
It's interesting how much communication could help with the wide receiver quarterback relationship. We just communicate. We're not shying away from even over communicating because we're just trying to get better and make plays for the team. And for that to happen, we definitely need to have chemistry. So it's getting better and better every week.
What kind of communication goes on? Is it more than I'm open, look for me?
Nah. No, it's more so just talking through every route that's in the game plan, making sure we both see it the same way, and if we see it differently, and we communicate about that. That's mainly what it is.
You're talking about during the week mostly.
During the weekend on the sideline, yeah.
There's been a lot of talk about the empty backfield sets. How does Kevin Stefanski was talking about how he feels like that actually helps the passing game. So it's one of the key components of the pass game. What is your view on those empty sets, and do they help when you guys are trying to throw the football?
Yeah, for sure. They help in a variety of ways. I think from the quarterback position, when everything is spread out like that, he's able to see the defense better. Also, when we do some movements out of empty, he's able to understand what coverage they're running and things like that. So it definitely helps.
Amari, Deshaun last week praised your communication with him in last week's game. How have you just grown your communication style just over the last few years?
It's just different. I play with a few different quarterbacks, so it's different with different guys. Um, it all depends on what we both need from each other, really. Um, with Deshaun, obviously, it's a different case because kind of been on and off with our chemistry. Not in terms of what's going on the field, but in terms of the time he's got here. Him not playing games and then him coming back, me being hurt. So we never really got that opportunity to just go full speed together that much. So that's why the communication has to be heightened between the two of us.
When you do that during the game, Amari, I mean, what is that like? Do you have to do it quickly, or when you're on the sideline and have those conversations?
You said when we adapt during the game?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Again, that's also something that's circumstantial. I played, again with a lot of different quarterbacks, a lot of different coaches. The thing about Coach Stefanski, if I tell him that I see something, he's gonna enact that, immediately, and that's a good thing. And I try not to come to him with something that's, BS, for lack of a better word. If I see something and I know it's gonna work, and I'm gonna tell him, and every time I've done that, he's called it. So, yeah.
Are these games with the Ravens and your defenders any more physical than any other games that you've played? And I don't think Marlon's playing in this game, but it just seems like it gets really physical between you two teams.
I mean, yeah, it's a division game, so all division games generally are more physical for some reason. With the Ravens in particular, I know they always put a lot of money in their defensive linemen, and they have some really physical and fast, agile, and dominant linebackers. So from that standpoint, it is physical. And in terms of the defensive backs, I'm not sure if Marlon is playing or not, but he's really physical, and he's a really good player as well. So yeah. Thanks.
Maybe speak a little bit to the magnitude of the game, battle for first place in the division. You got Lamar coming in. Just how sort of exciting and big is this?
Yeah, it's a divisional game. All that stuff. I think internally for the locker room and the team, we're treating it just like we treated last week game. It's trying to be 1-0 this week. Excuse me, and for us to be able to just lock in on our craft, learn the game plan, learn our opponent, and make sure that we're, able to focus on all the challenges that can come, Sunday. So, as far as just trying to make it bigger than what it is, now we just got to make sure that we stay the same, stay normal, and just make sure we're locked in on our plan each and every day.
Did Sunday feel differently to you in any way than your previous games here? And what can you take forward from the way you played against Tennessee?
No, I didn't feel any different. And what I can take forward is just really just focusing on, building off all the good and all the bad from that game, like I usually do with any other game. And just keep pushing forward, and that's pretty much it.
So, Sean, we were just talking to Amari, and he talked about the communication that you guys have, even during the week, but on the sideline during games. So what is that like for you?
It's good. I mean, it's awesome to have a smart receiver like Coop, who's a veteran guy who understands what we want from him, what the game plan is basically coming about, and then also just really just what he's seeing out there, with the coverages. So with him being able to communicate with me and I communicate with him, and when we on the same page, a lot of good things can happen.
How important is it to have that type of communication back and forth with receivers, especially being able to talk?
It's very important because some things that I won't be able to see In live action, he might be on the backside, and I'm working front side of the play call. So there's different things that I won't be able to see that he's been able to communicate to keep me up. And when I come to the sideline, I see the pictures, and then I'm able to check that out and make some big plays for him.
Do you have a specific example from Sunday of when Amari came to the sideline and said, "Hey, let's try this. This is going to work"?
A couple of the go routes, things like that. A couple of the back shoulders. The previous week. So it just kind of little things like that just kind of pops up, and how the corner is going to play that week.
How do the empty sets help you as the quarterback in the passing game?
It just spaces out the defense. It makes the defense kind of commit to what they want to do. They still can disguise. They still can, bring heat. But they kind of got to show it a little bit earlier because everyone is spaced out. We're using the whole field.
What have you seen from Jadavian on film so far for them, and what do you think he's going to have, just in terms of maybe a little extra juice for coming back to Cleveland?
Yeah, JD's always been a guy that's very active. He makes sure that he's applying pressure. If he don't get there, for the sack, he's going to be there right in front of the quarterback eyes. And I think what I saw yesterday when I was looking up the stacks and kind of checking out their defense, I think he leads that team in QB pressures or something like that. So, I think he's a great player. Of course, he's a good friend of mine, and he's going to be fired up.
What's your relationship with Amari Jackson?
We got a good relationship. Of course, we don't talk all the time, but when we see each other, we speak and we hang out and things like that. But we got a good, solid relationship.
When he signed his new contract this summer, did you shoot him a text saying?
Oh yeah, most definitely. I still got no, I didn't do that. I said congratulations, but I didn't say all that. Nah.
Is there extra juice when you play a guy like that who's former MVP and just the type of player and style that Amari is?
No extra juice for me. I have the same mentality, same approach to every game. So, I'm not going technically against them. The defense is, but my main job is just trying to find any way I can to be positive with this great defense we're going against.
You limit your runs with the ball. What do you think of? He's on his way to another 1,000-yard rushing season.
I think it's impressive. To be honest, he's one of the best runners in the game, not even just for quarterback position, but just overall. I've been watching Lamar, going against Lamar since college, so I've been seeing all this since Louisville and Clemson days. So nothing changed. He's just, gotten bigger, stronger, and it's impressive to me.
You both absorbed some pretty big hits out there on the field when you're running the ball. You got hit pretty good by the Titans on Sunday. Just when you're in the course of a game, right, you're going play to play, just how difficult is it to absorb those hits and quickly and mentally and physically move on to that next play and not allow the aftershock of being on the receiving end to affect you going, on that next play or the next few plays?
You just have to understand that, with certain play calls and certain runs, you have to take those hits. So you just got to know how to fall, know how to kind of take them, and try not to take any heavy blows. But at the same time, you just go on to the next play pretty much. It comes with part of the game.
Does the defense, playing as well as they have, allow you to feed on that and almost want to even do more to just knowing that you don't have to put up 30 points on your own, that they're holding them in check?
Yeah, we feed off the defense, we feed off that energy, and they feed off us. So, as we coming off the field and they're going on, they say they got us and vice versa. We say we got them. And the more points we put up, the better it is overall. So, not just because we got a great defense, we just need to put up a certain amount of points. No, we don't put any limits on ourselves. We just try to score each and every time we get the ball to, really separate.
Deshaun, you had a couple of famous incidents in Houston of coming back from bad hits and injuries in games. Remember one time you had to bus to a game or
yeah, I did. Yes, sir.
And you didn't miss that game.
Right.
So what's your philosophy on showing up or just being there and playing through injuries? Like things hit to your throat, you didn't miss a play.
Yeah, I think it just depends on the person and how bad the injury is and what can pretty much happen outside or after the injury. So, if it's something like, for instance, the bus ride in Houston, I had a couple cracked ribs and a punctured lung, so I couldn't fly. So they said I could drive, and I was, the biggest concern was what can happen afterwards. Nothing much you can really happen. The lung is just bleeding inside, so we just got a recovery versus time. And then the ribs is going to heal on its own, so just add some extra padding. For me personally, I just want to play, so for me at that time, it was the best situation for me and the team. And we went down to Jacksonville, won that game, and it helped out.
Baltimore's got a couple injuries in their secondary. How does that affect your preparation personnel-wise going into this game?
Nothing. Those guys are playing good. Stevens, 21, is good. Darby is good. Roxanne has been a good addition. The safeties are playing well. They're going to come fired up. Just because the starting secondary is not out there doesn't mean that the backups, the guys that start now isn't as good as those guys. We respect those guys. We respect all of them and the way they're playing, and everyone come out and compete and challenge us. And we got to go out there and show what we got. But, that doesn't change the preparation or anything like that. We have a lot of respect for them.
So they're using Hamilton at safety as a nickel because of an injury. Does he look like he's capable of covering the slot corner?
Yeah, I think he's a good player. He's playing different positions for a reason. A lot of guys, just because of injuries, they'll bring in a guy for that certain position. But with him being able to play safety and nickel and come inside and blitz and pressure and things like that and cover, slot receivers, he's been doing a heck of a job the first 3 weeks. So, we got to make sure that we're, up to that challenge and make sure we find him each and every play.
Amari said when he gets a kind of an easy catch early, he gets confidence and then feels like he can light it up after that. Did you feel that way Sunday when you got some of those quick, easy completions for you and then were able to stretch the field more after that?
Yeah, that's the thing. It's just really, it's about completion. Send the ball, hit the receiver's hands, and they catch it, and it's positive. And not just for myself, but for the offense, for Kevin, for everyone. So when you see completions, regardless of how much it is, it definitely creates that positivity, and everything else kind of flows from that.
Good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good, how are you? Good. If you're doing good, we're all doing good, huh?
No, if you're doing good, we're doing good.
Yeah.
What do you see when you look at this Baltimore defense?
What do I see? I see a really good defense. I see a really good overall team, so we really have to bring our A game this week.
What specifically stands out to you in the second?
They have great linebackers. They have a great D-line. I believe some of their DBs are a little nicked, so we'll see if they play. But like I said, overall good team.
How encouraging was that performance from the passing game Sunday, and you feel like you guys can really build on that?
I think it was very encouraging, but mind you, I was here during camp, so I've seen the great things that we can do. So I think it was just a good start, and we have a lot left to prove.
Every week is a physical week, I understand. But, this stretch that you're in, Pittsburgh, Tennessee, Baltimore after the bye, San Francisco, teams that seem to be even more physical than the average NFL team. Just, do you feel that? Do you feel like a difference in the physicality of a game when you play certain teams like a Baltimore and a Pittsburgh?
I feel nothing. I feel like, this is the NFL. It's a physical sport, and that's that. So, yeah.
It's going to be like seeing a couple of former teammates. I don't know if Odell will play, but Odell and then Jadeveon.
Clowney, yeah. It's going to be exciting, It's always interesting seeing guys that, that were former teammates, and then we go against them. So it's awesome. It's awesome. I hope Odell plays. I hope Clowney, I hope we get to get after it. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Is anything different because both of them kind of left in not the maybe best circumstances?
What are you asking?
Is it different? Like, is there any kind of different emotions because?
Odell's my brother. You know what I mean? We've been through a lot together. Clowney. No, it's business at the end of the day. He decided to go there, and that was what was best for him. So, kudos to them. You know what I'm saying? But we're gonna have a lot of fun on Sunday.
Do you feel there's kind of a breakout game coming for you?
I hope so, huh?
Numbers wise.
Yeah. We honestly speaking, at the end of the day, as long as we just keep winning, keep rolling, I'm happy. Whatever the team needs from me is what I'm willing to do.
It just seems like that's been untapped part of the offense through 3 games.
I guess we'll find out soon.
Have you been being asked to do more sort of in pass protection and things like that with, DeJuan starting on one side and kind of helping him out?
Asked more? I don't think so. I think we just have certain game plans for each game, and they work. I really feel like we haven't even touched the surface, like scratched the surface, because we have so much potential on offense. How much more defense? Being rated number 1. So, like I said, we have a really good team right now. We have a really good thing going on, and we gotta just keep rolling.
You're starting to move up the franchise record books, catches by a tight end. Is that something that you pay attention to, and is that something that's meaningful to you?
I appreciate it. I feel like the numbers I need to work on, but yeah, it's nice to see that, and I think I have a long way to go.
Can I ask you about a breakout game for you? Is it difficult not to think, hey, when am I going to get my turn?
When I see them W's keep coming, it ain't difficult to do anything. You get what I'm saying? So, yeah.
Is that something you've had to learn, though, to sort of just be patient and wait for your time to come and kind of be happy for that team's success first?
Learn, I feel like it's so instilled. Obviously, everybody wants to be successful. Everyone wants to make, the game-winning play. But at the end of the day, it takes all of us, each play, to be successful together. So, like I said, them W's keep coming, I'm happy.
When you say that you have more to work on, what does that mean?
Everything. You saw me fumble week 2, so obviously nothing's perfect yet. So, yeah, just perfecting my craft day in and day out, working on what I can do better.
What do you think when you look at the numbers that the defense has put up through 3 games?
Fucking dogs out there, man. They're very intimidating. They have a really good thing going on, great momentum, great chemistry. So it just makes the offense, really proud and happy to see them come together and make great plays.
Does it feel like it takes pressure off the offense because you're probably not going to need to score a bunch of points?
To be honest, me personally, I love pressure. I love it. So I feel like it pushes us to work that much harder to show that we're also a force to be reckoned with. And that's how great teams come by competing against each other, trusting each other, and becoming great together.
Has that been an ongoing thing throughout your career, loving pressure, wanting to get up against
Man, I tell you, yeah, I think so. I think just throughout my whole time playing football since high school, college, everything, I've always loved that atmosphere of being uncomfortable and everything. So, yeah.
When you look at the other sideline and see Mark Andrews and Pro Bowl tight end, what do you take from his game and what makes him so good?
He's a beast. He's a beast. He ain't just good. He's a beast. I feel like it's his mentality of just fighting every play to do whatever he can. So, yeah, he's an awesome player. He's crazy too, by the way. Personally, he's crazy.
TC McCartney told us last time we talked to him that he tells you that if you're covered, you're doing something wrong. Does he tell you that? And when he does say that to you, is that kind of?
I'm gonna be honest. Yeah, we take great pride in everything that involves being a tight end, and that includes route running, blocking. But to talk about route running, yeah, if someone covers me or anybody else in the tight end room that's it's not like acceptable. You know, we take great pride in becoming open, being that, you know, open valve for Deshaun to, you know, if anything hits, you know, goes left, to trust in us that we're somewhere open somewhere. So
Since Kevin got here, this team's 18-9 at home. Do you feel that home field advantage finally starting to materialize for you guys? And just what is, you know, having a packed house going nuts do
oh
for
my
you guys?
God, the energy is second to none. You know, the dog pound brings it every time. You know, I've been here for 7 years. I've seen the ups and downs. You know, and just seeing them, you know, always supporting. It means the world to us.
Hey, David, is it any different blocking for Jerome Ford than it was for Nick? I don't know, how's it?
Is it like, what do you mean, like different?
Well,
like,
I mean, is it different at all? I mean, I don't know if you block the same. Is there different type of runners or what? I'm just wondering.
You know, Nick and I, obviously, as you probably know, we're very close, you know, so it was really tough for me to see him go down like that. But I would say it's not really different. You know, at the end of the day, I feel like blocking is more of a mentality thing. You got to want to do it, you know. If you don't want to do it, then you're not going to do it. And it's just that simple, really. So, no, it's not really different, you know. I wish we still had him. Unfortunately, you know, things happen, and that's that. So, Jerome did his.
Good.
Okay, guys, thank you.
Thanks, David.